The rain poured relentlessly, drenching the streets of the city in a sorrowful gray. Amidst the downpour, a small figure cowered beneath a dumpster, seeking refuge from the harsh elements. It was a dog, a once proud and loyal companion, now abandoned and alone. His name was Max. Once he had known the warmth of a loving home, the comfort of a soft bed, and the joy of a wagging tail. But now he was nothing more than a forgotten memory, cast aside like yesterday's newspaper. Max had been left behind when his family moved away, a cruel twist of fate that shattered his world. He had waited for days, hoping they would return for him, but they never did. And so he was left to fend for himself in a world that had grown cold and indifferent. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months as Max struggled to survive on the streets. Hunger gnawed at his belly, and loneliness weighed heavy on his heart. He scavenged for scraps of food wherever he could find them, dodging cars and avoiding the cruel glares of passersby. But despite his hardships, Max refused to give up hope. Deep inside, he clung to the belief that somewhere out there, someone would see him, someone would care. And so he pressed on, his spirit unbroken, even as his body grew weak. One fateful day, as Max wandered through the alleys in search of shelter, he stumbled upon a kind-hearted soul who saw him for what he truly was, a lost and lonely creature in need of help. Her name was Emily, a young woman with a gentle smile and a heart full of compassion. At first, Max was wary, his trust battered by years of neglect. But Emily was patient, offering him food and water with no expectation of anything in return. Slowly but surely, she began to earn his trust, her presence a soothing balm to his wounded soul. Under Emily's care, Max began to heal, both physically and emotionally. With each passing day, he grew stronger, his once dull eyes shining with newfound hope. He no longer had to scavenge for food or fight for survival. He finally had a place to call home. Emily showered him with love and affection, teaching him that not all humans were cruel and heartless. She took him for long walks in the park, played fetch with him in the backyard, and tucked him in at night with a soft blanket and a gentle pat on the head. And as the days turned into weeks and the weeks turned into months, Max blossomed into the dog he was always meant to be, loyal, loving, and full of life. But Emily knew that Max deserved more than just her love and companionship. He deserved a forever family, someone who would cherish him as much as she did. And so she began to search for the perfect home for him, determined to give him the happy ending he so desperately deserved. It wasn't long before she found it, a family who had recently lost their beloved dog and were eager to open their hearts to a new furry friend. From the moment they met Max, they knew he was the one, and he knew it too. With wagging tails and joyful barks, they welcomed him into their home, where he would live out the rest of his days, surrounded by love and laughter. As Max lay curled up at the foot of his new family's bed, a sense of peace washed over him. He had come so far from the scared and abandoned dog he once was, thanks to the kindness and compassion of one person who refused to give up on him. And though his journey had been fraught with hardship and heartache, it had also been filled with moments of joy and love. For in the end, Max had discovered that no matter how dark the world may seem, there is always hope, always a chance for redemption. And so, as he drifted off to sleep, his dreams filled with visions of a life filled with love and happiness, Max knew that he had finally found his happy ending.